I'm here with Dina Wakley, who is the queen of paint and ink techniques of all kinds. And we're gonna make an art journal page, right?
An art journal page that's a big mess. My favorite kind.
I love it.
So you've always heard me say so many times, keep opposites apart in the wet layer. Guess what we're gonna do today?
Oh my gosh, are we gonna mix opposites?
Well, a little bit. Here's how I get away with it, okay? So I start with thick paint on one side. So I'm going to start with blue.
And you're applying it just directly out of the tube.
Why have an intermediary at this point? I'm just going to put it directly out of the tube. So these two colors make what?
Brown.
No, pink and...
Oh, pink and blue, they make purple.
I led you astray. This one with blue will make...
brown.
Correct. So these two I know are going to make a pleasing color. I know that pink and orange are also going to make a pleasing color.
Yes, they are.
The two that make brown are the two that are furthest apart.
Oh,
right?
Smart. And these are just acrylic paints that you're using here.
Acrylic paint with a heavy body, and I like how thick it is. So then I spread it out just a bit.
Go to the next color, and you're not even cleaning your brush. Oh, and then you're using your fingers. It's total Dina style
Total Dina style. Use my fingers there. Okay, so that's about all the manipulating I'm going to do with a brush.
Really?
And then I'm going to take water. This is why I call it flowy. I made that up. Don't look in the dictionary for the flowy paint technique, but it just means spray it, spray it, spray it.
Oh, you're even getting really cool little paint dots everywhere.
Yeah, I let it go across the page. What will be, will be. So if it mixes a little, so if it comes down and mixes a little bit, c'est la vie. But I've learned I can tell it where I want it to go because I'm the boss. It's not the boss of me. So if I want that blue to go across, I drag it.
You just sweep it on across.
That's right. If I want that pink, oh, look at that. That looks so nice. So just that little bit of water is going to let the edges mix. Amazing things happen. I want to leave these areas thick. And then I want to let these areas be thin.
So that you have that nice contrast visually between like the sort of more opaque look and the more sort of transparent, almost watercolory look.
Yeah, here it's impasto. Impasto is not a term I made up. That is a true art term that means thick texture that you could feel and touch. Here, thin like watercolor. I want it to connect all the way to the edge of the page. I'm getting cool secondary colors happening, and I love it. Now, if I want to add a little extra oomph, while it's wet, I'm going to take a dark neutral. I like to use this navy blue color. And I'm going to put my gesso lid.
That's just a paint cap. I was going to say it's
lid.
a lid to something. So you're basically just taking whatever you have around.
Yeah, whatever you have around. I like the size this circle makes. My soda can is another good
Toilet
circle.
paper tube is one of my favorites.
Yeah. While it's wet, do your circles. Here's why. That water is still active. That water...
Oh, I can see how it's softening up the edges and the colors are starting to blend out. It's really beautiful.
It just creates an interesting flow. Again, technical word, flowy, my flowy background. And then you have to walk away. If you mix it too much, bad things happen. Like total complete mud, because we have used opposites. But I love the way that I'm getting all this interplay with those colors. So when that is 100% dry, I'm going to move that there. Here's one that's 100% dry. This is what it looks like. So notice that I have that blended area from the night circle, for the navy blue circle.
Super soft and beautiful.
It's soft
and I love
pretty.
how it's almost disappearing here and then flowing
and I like that. And over here it's thick. So if you even touch that, you can feel that paint is still thick there. And so I like that interplay. And then I love to scribble in the circles.
And you're just using a waterproof pen because I assume you're going in with many more layers.
Yeah, and this is a pigment pen, so on plastic it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. So if you need to heat set it, feel free. Paint pens work great. People say, do you really write stuff? Yes, I do. I really do write stuff on that paper. And then I want to add stamped images. What I've learned is since I already have opposites in my background, in the image, there's already a rainbow going on here, I don't need my stamped images to be really colorful. So I'm going to take these images, I'm going to take a watercolor crayon, and I'm not going to do a whole lot to them. A few colors here and there. With the crayon, I'm just using gray because gray is a neutral. It's going to be my frame.
Then you're just spraying some water.
And I'm even just going to use my fingers.
And you got a little bit of yellow still in your fingers, but I like the way that it actually blends in there too and brings some of the color that's obviously from the background of the page up into this embellishment that we're adding.
People will say, how did you get that color? Use dirty hands, use a dirty brush, use a dirty stencil. That is actually how I do everything. So you add a little bit of color with the crayon, but not a lot. Again, this is not coloring
class. Crayons give you a nice amount of control, and then the water sort of makes everything disappear a little bit and look a little gentler. And if we look at your finished piece, we can see that gorgeous background with, of course, that impasto that I can feel, the images that are so nice. I like how you've done the cheeks, same method, I assume, with your finger. And Dina, can we take a look at maybe 1 or 2 other pages in your journal real quick?
Absolutely.
Just 'cause I think it's so pretty and I want to take a peek.
So I love to layer images with painting. I like strong lines. I like to do mark making. Guess what that is? That's what we just did.
That's the flow.
That's the flow. Different color story. I started drawing this first, and it flowed over to it, and I decided I like the way it looks. So one day I'll come back to that. I will add journaling. I may add more collage, and it will end up a finished piece.
You know what? It's all about embracing whatever happens and going with the flow. Did you see what I did there? That's awesome.
I like it.